record, I was in my seat.
Okay, commissioners, you want to take your seats. Like to call to order the government ops meeting to order. First item is Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner Brown, you can lead us.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Need a motion to adopt the agenda. Moved by Sauger, supported by Kraft. All in favor, please vote. Motion passes. We need a motion for item number 4, approval of the minutes. Moved by Duje, supported by Sauger. And would you please vote on the minutes? Wait a minute. Always causing problems now, no? Public participation. Anyone from the public? Seeing no one from the public, we'll close that portion. Go on to appointment interviews. Brownfield Redevelopment Authority. 1 reappointment for a 3-year term. Executive appointment. Michael DeVault. I see he's not in the crowd here. And we will be voting on that appointment January 25th, full board. So with that, we'll close appointment interviews portion of the agenda. Go on to item 7.
Mr. Chair, I had a question.
Sure.
A couple questions on that item, if you don't
Okay.
mind.
Please.
This is a question, I guess, to the chair or to staff. I know last month we had an issue where appointees or appointments weren't getting back to us about whether they were interested or not at all. And I was just wondering if, Mr. DeVault, he's not here. Just wondering if staff or anybody had heard from him about his interest in getting reappointed or not.
And I asked him to let us know if he could attend or not, and he didn't respond. And then I also emailed the secretary, and she didn't respond either.
Okay, so no response from him after reaching out a couple times. Okay, because I actually have an issue with his application that I wanted to talk to him about, which I guess I will bring it up really briefly right now. On the first page, it asks for his residence address, which is 44001 Garfield Road. And if you go further down, his employer address is 44001 Garfield Road, which a simple Google search will show you that it's the MISD for both addresses. So I'm just curious as to where he actually lives, because when I want to vote to approve an appointment, I'd like to make sure that they're from Macomb County and they actually live in Macomb County. So I don't know if this is an oversight or something that we can get the information for by full board. I would really like that before voting to approve Mr. DeVault.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr.
We'll get
Chair.
that info. Any other questions, commissioners? Okay. So seeing none, we'll close that portion of the agenda. No motion is needed. And we do need a motion to go into closed session for pending litigation, moved by Drolet, supported by Toko. Please vote to go into closed session. Okay, we're back into open session. Item number 8 is Department Recommendation Settlement Agreement Circuit Court Case number 162984NI. We need a motion for this. Moved by Carabelli, supported by Duje. Please vote. I'm voting yes, Keys. I don't see it on there. Motion passes 11-0. Item number 9, a proclamation commending City Sterling Heights Mayor and City Council for being named Michigan Parks and Rec Association Local Elected Official of the Year. Need a motion for that. Moved by Romano, supported by Brown. Seeing no questions, please vote on this. Motion passes. We have one item under new business, Older Adult Advisory Committee Recruitment. You have a folder which has applications in there for your constituents, residents, people that you know. And we will And you should have the nominee application back to the board office by February the 1st. So that gives us, 20 days. Questions? Commissioner Romano.
So, let me get my name off of that. I think I'm on forever. Okay, so my question is to the entire board. We all have seniors on, and I'm sure we all have seniors of this particular age. This is not a compensated board. What would entice somebody as a senior, and if you look at what they're going to have to do for the meetings and so forth, entice a senior to volunteer for this board? Boredom. My constituent,
Give them per diems.
I'm sorry? Well, I hope that everybody here has to, because off the top of my head, I don't have anybody that's going to do community service for a freebie for this particular committee. So I'm just telling you up front.
Are you over 60? You're on.
I'm dead serious. Is it just me? I mean, you're going to approach these people, and the
Some
first
boards-
question is going to be, what does it entail? And if you look at all the items that it does entail, it's not like they got a meeting once a month. They got to do reports. I mean, you got to look at what they've got to do in order to respond to what they're going to ask. And I think you're going to... I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Brown. You're up. Okay. If they're going to ask, you got to know what you're going to have to respond to them. And honestly, I think for me, it's going to be a problem.
I mean, just to defer, that's a very good question, comment. My suggestion would be, I mean, some boards still accept per diems. Am I right on that? Do we have any boards that exist that have per diems? We do. Commissioner Tokel is shaking her head. Community mental health. So if per diems were involved, I mean, that would be one way to resolve that, but this is already late in the game, so to speak. So I would defer to maybe Chair Smith over that. That's the only thing I can think of to answer your question, Commissioner Romano.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're also asking for written reports quarterly and presented to the Board of Commissioners semi-annually.
So here's, I mean,
Person by the committee.
Well,
by the committee who will be.
One person's going to be.
Let me defer to Chair Smith. She'll get to me on here next.
First of all, it's our committee, right? So, I mean, this isn't something that's unchangeable by us. We're looking at a committee to do some things that, they would even be interested in doing for their own benefit as seniors, that they feel is lacking in the community, in the county, in the state even. These reports, first of all, they're going to be meeting in here, so a lot of this will be backed up by Board Sync. So a lot of these reports really are probably easily generated. We also have our staff, since this is our committee, that will be able to help them with all of this stuff. So this isn't meant to be, something that keeps people from joining. And if we have to arrange things or change things around to make it easier, I don't think there'd be any problem or any resistance by this board if they, came to us and said, listen, this is difficult. We need to do it this way. This is something new that's going to probably change 10 different times by the time it hits its stride. There's plenty of people out there volunteering for, the brownfield thing. There's a ton of boards out there that no one gets paid for that they go and they are a part of because they're interested in maybe being a part of something that they can do to help. So, and if you don't have people like that in Sterling Heights, Mr. Brown has people like that up in, I'm just kidding. You know what I'm saying. We're going to, this is going to be out, this isn't just going to be, this is going to be just like a regular board. It's posted, it's going to be out for people to apply for it. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to find a person. I believe it's going to be just a board that's going to come into the board. Then Patty will I'll let you guys know different people that applied for it in your district.
You don't have to search them out. They might come. Anyway.
And my first thing would be, I'm going to go right to Clinton Township Senior Center and talk to the people that I know there and talked about, not only what this board is about, but what they think and what they see as a need, right? Because this is what their person's going to bring from their community. Sure. Thank you. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, just FYI, I did a little math. If you have a per diem of $35 a meeting, you have 13 volunteers, they meet once a month, That's like $5,400 a year in per diems. FYI. Commissioner Drollet.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First, I just want to emphasize how much I respect the chair's intentions with this committee. I know he has the best of intentions in mind. He really wants to get the community involved and sees this as a very cost-effective way of hearing more voices. So I think that needs to be respected. But I think, as Commissioner Rano pointed out, and follow up, this is how government programs begin. Starts with, it's free. Then it's, well, we need $35 a meeting. Then you need somebody to staff the meeting. Then they have publication they want to produce with their recommendations. It's got to be printed. And 20 years from now, people will be sitting here, I wonder how that $5 million department started. And so I recognize the very good intentions of that. But, again, it's, it's just a slope toward, the per diems and then the budget to support their printing costs. And then what about their parking? They have to park here, and then their gas and things like that. But anyway, I just a comment, and again, I don't want to look like I'm belittling what I believe is a very well-intended initiative.
Is that you talking or the pig? Which one? Just Mr. Perk. Sorry, Leon. No other. Any other commissioners? New business? Commissioner Sauger.
No, it's old business. I already asked a couple people about serving on this board. How much are they paying us? What's the compensation? It ain't like it used to be anymore. When we had that volunteer award thing, it's really nice. All these people donate all this time. But this here is something every month to drive up here regardless of the weather. You got to think twice. You got to pay them something or offer them something. So far I've asked 2 people. Amen.
Okay, any other new business, commissioners? Seeing none, we need a public participation. No one from the public. We'll take a motion to adjourn. Moved by Duji, support by Romano. And vote to adjourn.